Structural joints are joints based on the type of tissue in their formations. Structural joints are made up of three classifications: fibrous, which are bone ends united by collagenous fibers; cartilaginous, which are bone ends united by cartilage; and synovial, which are bone ends covered with articular cartilage and enclosed within an articular capsule lined with synovial membrane.
There are three types of fibrous joints: the suture, the syndesmosis, and gomphosis. There is no synovial cavity, and the bones are united by fibrous tissue. The suture is an immovable joint. It's united by cranial bones, and the strength is given by irregular interlocking edges. The syndesmosis is a slightly movable joint, and there is a greater distance between articulating bone and CT. The gomphosis is also an immovable joint. It is held together by a periodontal ligament and are like a cone peg in a socket.
There are two types of cartilaginous joints: synchondrosis and symphysis. The synchondrosis joints are joints where bones are joined by hyaline cartilage. It is the first sternocostal joint and is slightly movable. Symphysis joints are fibrocartilaginous fusion between two bones.
There are 6 types of synovial joints. The planar joint is a common type of synovial joint formed between bones that meet at flat or nearly flat articular surfaces. They form in any direction along a plane: up, down, right, left, and diagonally. These joints allow for limited movement and do not rotate. Hinge joints are uniaxial joints in which the articular surfaces are molded to each other along one axis and move in one plane. Hinge joints allow for flexion and extension.
The condyloid is a condyle that is received into an elliptical cavity. This gives it a movement in two planes, allowing flexion, extension, adduction, abduction, and circumduction. The pivot is a freely movable joint that allows only rotary movement around a single axis.
A saddle joint is a synovial joint where one of the bones forming the joint is shaped like a saddle, while the other bone is resting on it like a rider on a horse. Saddle joints provide stability to the bones while providing more flexibility than a hinge or a gliding joint. Ball and socket joints are a joint such as a hip joint, in which partially spherical ends lie in a socket, allowing multi-directional movement and rotation.
Functional joints are made up of 3 categories: synarthrotic, amphiarthrotic, and diarthrotic.
The synarthrotic joints are joints that are immovable. Examples of this is the skull and under the teeth.
An amphiarthrotic joint is a joint that has limited mobility. This includes the pubic symphysis of the pelvis, which is the cartilaginous joint that strongly unites the right and left hip bones of the pelvis. Another example is the cartilaginous joint that unites the bodies of adjacent vertebrae.
Diarthrotic joints are joints that are freely movable. Examples of this are the joints in the elbows and knees. Gliding joints allow the bones to glide past each other in any direction along the plane. Examples include carpal and tarsal bones.
All your bones inside you called the skeletal system, giving you strength and structure so that you won't flop around. And each bone got a function, that 206 of them. 70% of each bone is made from calcium. Sound like that's cool. The cranium protects the brain, the mandible. Jaw to Fuki teeth and plays the clavicle. The collarbone is 2 of them. Leaves the scapula, sternum, cartilage, your heart protected. And it's that sternum that bone connects your ribs. Prepare could out your soul, lungs, and heart are protected. Humerus bone from your shoulder to elbow. Your forearm is your ulna and your thumbs are radius bone. Vertebrates, skeletal bones. Ligaments and tendons connect muscles. Blood cell protection and storing calcium. Vertebrates, skeletal bones. Ligaments and tendons connect muscles. Endocrine controlling your your hands, the carpals, all the bones in your wrist. The metacarpals are where wrist and fingers connected. Phalanges, the small bones in your toes and your fingers. And in your foot is also the talus and calcaneus. Vertebral column, the spine to support standing straight. The cervical, the top 7 vertebrae. Bottom, lumbar, and the thoracic in the middle. And your pelvic girdle connects your upper and lower body together. And femur, your upper leg bone, supporting with the strongest, longest, and heaviest of all. To protect your knees, small bone, the patella, the inner tibia. Outside is the fibula and one. Vertebrae, skeletal bones, ligaments and tendons connect muscles. Blood cell production.